Welcome to the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together.
Baseball family, welcome to this week's episode of the Baseball Together podcast. My name is Brad, and I'm going to be driving this ship straight into the rocks with our guy, Brig, right by my side. How are you, Mr. Brig?
I'm going to sit there with you into the rocks the whole way.
Perfect.
You got it, man.
I couldn't be happier.
I will call out each one, and we will smash right into
Excellent.
them. It'll be awesome.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, if this ship's gonna go down, we're gonna go down together. That's the way I see it. So
yeah, absolutely.
But I will say this, baseball family, those of you who may be new to the show on the YouTube side, thank you for joining us because you kind of made things happen this weekend, and we're very excited. It's a great weekend, and we cannot thank you enough for the viewership and the subscriptions and everything, because Brig, that was kind of blowing my mind all weekend long.
It blows my mind. I've looked at it 2 or 3 times today, just thinking, what in the world is going on? It doesn't make any sense. It's so wonderful. So thank you for me as well.
Well, there's a lot of fun stuff to get into today. Some really cool things happened over the weekend. But before we do that, baseball family, we want to tell you about Chinook Seedery. I've got mine right here. Jalapeno Ranch. Brig, as always, has his Parmesan and pepper ready to go. Head over to chinookseedery.com and get the best seeds ever. It says so right there. You can take our word for it. You can take their word for it. You can try it yourself and find out. And save 10% off your order by using code BTPOD at checkout. Again, that's chinookseedery.com. Use code BTPOD. You will be helping yourself by saving some money and also helping our show because we get a little portion of that without you spending any extra money. In fact, you're saving money and supporting the show, by the way. And also, you're supporting your mouth all at the same time because you're going to love them. I'm not a ranch guy, but Jalapeno Ranch is where it's at. So
good.
There's that. Yeah, dude. Legit. All right, let's get into things. Eugenio Suarez, or Geno Suarez, hit 4 home runs this weekend. Let's take a look-see, shall we, Brig?
Not just this weekend, in one game.
You're right, in one game against the Braves, okay? So there's a couple things I'm going to talk about here. As you notice this video, one of them is the roof was open. Doesn't happen often in Arizona, but it was open. And
It didn't hurt.
You what?
It did not hurt.
It didn't. So that's one of the things that's funny. Okay, so real quick about this. I don't want to take away from this because I love Geno. Well, first off, so there's that last one right there. That's the game tire.
That's my favorite one.
And then they ended up losing 8-7 in extras. Okay, Brig. I too was at a baseball game on was this Saturday night. Okay, this happened Saturday night. I was also at a baseball game Saturday night. I was not at this game, but I was at a baseball game in the Phoenix metro area. Okay.
Oh.
So we've heard pitchers talk about how the ball flies different when the roof is open. Absolutely. Makes sense. Of course it does, right? So there's that. But also the game that I was at the Arizona State baseball game.
Ah.
So I was in the elements and got to see what it was like for myself. Where we were sitting, we didn't feel much wind. However, we left the game and you walk along a concourse, like there's like a sky bridge that goes over the street to the parking lot across the street from the stadium. As we were up high on that sky bridge, the wind was absolutely howling. Absolutely howling. It was so windy, and I was like, okay. In the first 2 innings of that game, Brig, Arizona State hit 8 home runs. 2 in the first, 6 in the second.
What?
One dude hit 2. By the way, look out for Isaiah Jackson coming out of Arizona State this year in the draft. He's built different, and he is a monster. He is going to be something. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's a good player.
That's awesome.
So he led off the inning with a home run, and then later that inning they had the bases loaded, and looked like they were trying to pitch around him. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't throw a ball anywhere near the zone to this dude. Look how big he is.
Yeah.
And then full count, he launched a rocket over the right field fence. So I'm not taking away from Geno Suarez here, but I'm saying because nobody else hit 4 home runs in this game, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
But what I'm saying was conditions may or may not have been perfect.
They probably were perfect.
So
that's what it takes to hit 4 home runs in a single outing.
It does.
Conditions have to kind of be perfect.
Yeah, it does. And it's funny too, because like, well, nobody else hit 4 home runs in the game. It's like, no, but this guy seemed to hit it just right? So good for him. I love Gino. I could not have been happier. We were sitting at that game. I got a notification said that he hit 4, and my son's friend who was with us is a big D-backs fan. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die if they're losing. He's like, oh, there's no way they're losing. They gotta be killing them. And we checked the scores at the top of the 10th, and they're already down 8-7. Like, oh no. So the last player to do this, the last player to hit 4 home runs, was J.D. Martinez when he was with the Diamondbacks. It was in a 13-0 win over the LA Dodgers on September 4th, 2017. Now, over the last 40 years, there have been a handful of these because Gino is the 19th player ever to hit 4 home runs in a game. There have been, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 guys over the last 40 years hit 4 home runs in a game.
Nine now.
Nine right. Now that you have Gino.
He's
You're
the ninth
exactly
in
right.
the last 40 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So the others, you have J.D. Martinez, like I talked about. Scooter Gennett on June 6, 2017. Josh Hamilton, May 8th, 2012. Carlos Delgado, September 25th, 2003. Sean Green with the Dodgers on May 23rd, 2002. And you know what's funny is, like, anytime we talk about somebody hitting a bunch of home runs in a game or having, like, with Ohtani with the greatest game ever last year, everybody's like, well, Sean Green. Yeah, I know Sean Green. Okay, that's fine.
It's not the same.
There was also...
We're not comparing those two.
Yes. Mike Cameron, May 2nd, 2002. Mark Whitten with the Cards in September 7th, 1993. And then Bob Horner, July 6th, 1986. Now... somebody got into the comments on YouTube today and was talking about how the Diamondbacks lost. It's like, has anybody who's done this, has their team ever lost? Just so happens, the Braves lost to the Expos on that day, 1986, 11-8. The only other losing effort in that group.
In that 40-year period, This is now 2 times
crazy.
In the last 40 years. We've had 9 4-homer games, and only 2 of them have been the team has lost. But 2 of them have lost. You hit 4 home runs in a game and lose. Oh,
so that
terrible.
Mike Cameron one, I love that because I remember so much about that game. It was a Thursday night game. And first off, Mike Cameron and Brett Boone went back-to-back twice in the first inning.
Whoa.
Not just in the game, but in the first inning, they went back-to-back twice. And I remember being like, this is the best game ever! And just so excited. They're in Chicago. So, of course, again, conditions were probably perfect. I bet the wind was blowing out. Mike Cameron went, what was it? He went 4 for 5 with 4 home runs. He was hit by a pitch. That 5th one, though, Brig, was in the 9th inning. I will never forget this. He hit a deep line drive to right field. I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be number 5. He's going to be the first ever to hit number 5. And it was caught on the warning track.
Oh, all the way to the track.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It was unbelievable. But also, like, amazing that he even had a chance to get that close in a blowout. So,
yeah.
It was awesome. Super cool.
Because that was a 15-4 win. For the Mariners that day.
It was a 15-4. Yeah. Well, the game was over in the first inning. They scored like 8 runs, I think, in the first. So this is the thing that's interesting about this, though, Brig, is that, like, it happened twice in 2017, happened twice in 2002, and then again in 2003. It's almost like they come in bunches. Do you think we'll see another one this year?
Well, that's what I was wondering, too. And if that's the case, who is going to do it? Odds are it will be in a location where conditions are able to be perfect, like Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Cubs are on a tear right now, and the Cubs have outscored every other opponent by degrees at this point so far this season. I think if we are going to do it, or if we're going to see it, it's going to be in Chicago, and it will probably be with the Cubs.
I'm gonna call it even further, Brig. Kyle Tucker's gonna do it.
Ooh, baby, yeah, I could see that.
Let's go with it. Let's just for fun. Let's say sometime in July. It happens late July. Kyle Tucker's gonna hit 4 home runs this year.
Wow. Okay.
Just for fun. If it doesn't happen.
Before the break? Are you saying before the break?
Boom. After the break, late July.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Late. Yeah, that makes sense. My brain did a thing.
Bookmark it. I'm not going to give a day, but late July, it's going to happen. It's going to be amazing because, of course, it'll be Kyle Tucker. But anyway, awesome on Gino. Too bad the D-backs couldn't finish the job and win the game, but very fun, very cool. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum of awesome and hilarious, the Giants walked off the Rangers on Sunday with Heliot Ramos' Little League home run, which I love when these happen, as long as it's not my team that's giving it up. They're so fun to watch.
Yeah, this is wild.
So, it's so wild. So Heliot Ramos gets up there. He's the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 9th inning. This game is tied 2-2. Here we go. This is so funny. I love watching this. I don't know how many times I watched this over the last 24 hours. But so ball goes into right field, and Ramos heads to second. And the thing that's funny is they show him like slow down, and the broadcasters even said he'll stop at second. But then he took off, kept going, forced a perfect throw, and again another overthrow. That ball, Brig, I think I told you this in a text message. I swear that ball traveled 10 times the distance on throws that it did off the bat.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, when it came off the bat, it looked like it fouled off behind him. It was that's how shallow it was hit. It was, to call it a dribbler is disservice. It was a swinging bunt at best. And this thing,
yes,
it like ricocheted off his ankle. It almost hit the plate.
It almost did. Yeah. I thought it hit his arm.
I did. I thought it hit him. Oh, man. So here's this swinging bunt that travels like 750 feet or something.
Ultimately, yeah.
Yeah,
because it was fielded off to the side in front of the mound. So good. But, man, and it's funny because the good teams, the Giants are a good team this year. Like, the Giants are really, really good this year.
Yeah.
They are currently
way better than I
on
expected.
top of the National League West, way better than I thought they're going to be. They're 19-10.
Yeah.
Okay, but they force these mistakes, is what they do. Like Heliot Ramos having the presence of mind to be like, let's force a perfect throw at third base from way up the right field line. Why the heck not? They made a throwing error the first time, and this is the thing is, I doubt this was the thing in his mind, but this is the thing we always told our kids in baseball this year. Is we said, if there's one error, just hold on to the ball. Because errors compound each other.
They do. They get worse and worse, and they find a way to follow each other around.
And so I don't know if the third base coach was like, come on, get here, like, let's try to force a throwing error because there was one, there's going to be another, right? Or if he just was like, let's see. But man, that is heads up base running, and that's the kind of stuff you see from the best teams in Major League Baseball. Taking the extra base like that. I'm all about it.
Literally manufacturing a run. He had no business
the winning run.
Even making it to first base. Like, honestly.
But the hustle too, though. Like, the hustle.
That's impressive.
The hustle forced the throwing error both times, and it's amazing. So kids, run out every ball you hit. Don't be a hot shot. You're never too cool never too cool to hustle, because you know what's cooler than not hustling? Scoring the game-winning run by forcing throwing errors.
So that's twice in the last, 2 seasons now that Heliot Ramos has been like the hero in the once-in-a-lifetime moment with the splash shot as well.
Right, yeah. First right-hander ever to hit a splash shot at
McCovey Cove
in San Francisco. Yeah, like unreal, man.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. He's like etching his name in the culture over there.
Yeah, it is cool because you look at him play, and he is really, really good. And you think that he's been around for a while because there's other guys named Ramos. You're like, yeah, he's been there. But he's got like barely a year more of service time.
Yeah.
So he's a rookie last year.
Yeah.
So he's going to be around for a while doing really good things for the Giants. So look out, NL West, because he's going to wreak havoc. Okay. Teoscar Hernandez, another former Mariner, by the way, Brig.
Right, I was going to say that.
Man,
Oh, glad you
what a
said it and I
day.
didn't have to.
So he hit his 8th home run of the year this weekend, but not only was it his 8th of the year, Brig, it was his 200th career home run. He is the 30th player from the Dominican Republic to do so. This is according to MLB insider Hector Gomez. This is his age 32 season. Some of the notables on that list, you've got obviously Albert Pujols with 703, Sammy Sosa 609, Manny Ramirez at 555, Big Papi, Adrian Beltre, that's your top 6. Rafi Devers is on that list as well. Raul Mondesi. I wasn't going to go there, but I had to say it like that. Like,
you got to say it.
your old Sports Center highlights. But, okay, he's 32 years old. He has 200 now. Brig, does he get to 300?
I mean, that's the question. That honestly, I don't know. So he's never hit more than 33 in a season. That was last season, was his highest. He's hit 32, I think, in another season in the past. But he hangs out in the 25s, 28 range a lot. So if we figure he's 32, let's give him how many years? Let's say he plays. Is he going to make
6
it to
more?
40? Is he going to make it?
If he plays
Probably
6
not.
more. So he is under contract. He's signed through 2027, so he's got a couple more years on his contract. If he can find a way to stay in LA for 5 to 6 more years, I think he can do it.
Yeah, but he's going to just barely, sneak over that line if he does.
Well, I mean, if he plays 5 more years, that's only 20 home runs a year.
Yeah, but that puts him at just barely at 300, right? Like, I don't think we're looking at a guy who's going to blow past 300. I think we're looking at a guy who it's like, are we going to see 297 and it's all going to be over? Or we're not talking 265 when we're certainly not talking 325. So it's going to be right there in the middle. And I don't know if he makes it. I think he's going to have a killer year this year. If he does not have a killer year, and it's already shaping up to be, we're 3.5, 4 weeks into the season. He's got 8, right? His previous high is 33. There's a lot of room for him to have a banner year. So if that's the case, then yeah, I think we see him squeak over into 300.
I think he can. I think part of it, like I said, if he can find a way to stay in LA, I don't know when this contract is over. He's got it, and I looked further. He has a team vesting out. He has a team option for 28, 29. So that gives him another couple years in LA, because I think that the warm weather and that ballpark, and I know that it's a big outfield, right? But I think he hits well there is part of what it is.
Seems that way.
But how long is he going to be a left fielder? How long is
he won't be. That's the thing. No, he's going to be a full-time DH. Yeah.
And when he's a DH, he doesn't have a spot in LA anymore, because that's Ohtani's spot for the rest of the time.
That's exactly right.
So that I think is the problem. Is he going to go somewhere as a DH and have the problem he had in Seattle, where he's just not as comfortable and doesn't hit as well? Does he go home to Toronto, right? Like where he started his career? And I guess started technically in Houston, but like where he really broke out in Toronto, right?
Right.
Is he going to go back to Toronto and hit more there? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I think you're right, though. I think it's going to be close.
That's the only way it's going to be.
Obviously, he certainly could, but it's going to be really close.
It's possible. Yeah. He's got the potential. Again, I think it all comes down to this year. If we see him push to 235, 240 with this season alone, right? Like if he can get past that 33 high water mark into 36, 38, yeah. Then his chances go way up. Obviously, the younger he can be when he does it, the better.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the things that he really enjoys in LA is not having a whole lot of pressure. He doesn't have to be the guy. They don't need him to go out there and drive in runs. It's just go swing free and hit bombs. That's all we need you to do.
Yeah, man. Who would want that job?
Dude, be all about that job.
Occasionally, we need you to go catch a can of corn. Other than that, just hit
Right.
dingers.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, so this weekend there were a few sweeps. They had the Tigers over the Orioles. Tarek Skubal pitched on Sunday with 11 strikeouts. That's a pretty
Yeah.
dang good performance. The Twins swept the Angels. Joe Ryan also pitched on Sunday with 11 strikeouts. Pretty dang good performance,
Crazy.
especially okay, the Angels started off really well, but I don't think anybody was buying it at all because they do this every year, right?
I'm
They
not
start
fooled.
off really well for the first couple weeks. For some reason, they didn't last. They didn't sustain it nearly as long as they usually do. Sometimes it goes at least through like the end of April, right? But this year, it did not. The fact that they've had team meetings already, they're disgruntled with the way things have gone as far as like getaway days with scheduling and things like that. So, things are not all well in Southern California right now. But speaking of Southern California, the Rays, Brig, sweeping the Padres?
Bro.
What?
Bro, all I could think about was the conversation we had, was it last week, where we were talking about the Rays playing chaos ball and just throwing a wrench in stuff. I mean, if you can take a team like the Rays, who are at 500, if they can sweep the Friars to be at 500, you got some chaos ball going on. You know what I mean?
Real. But and they played in San Diego too. It's not like they were initiating chaos ball in Tampa. Like they were straight up, they were on the road taking out the Friars at home.
Which is crazy because the Padres right now are 17-11 as of this recording, and again, that's a full 100 points better than the Rays present on paper. So
and good enough for third place in their division.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, there is no room for error in the NL West.
There is not.
That's absurd.
Everybody
man.
but the Rockies is over 500 in the West right now. Everybody.
Yeah, and
The
did you
Rockies
know
are at
the
148.
Rockies, yes, they have a 148 winning percentage, and
Four games.
Brig, if that holds, they will win 24 games this year.
Oh.
That will not hold. They're going to break some hearts at some point this year and go on a little bit of a stretch. But man, 148 is so bad.
That's ugly. The White Sox have won 7 games already, by the way. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, good for them. We had a commenter, I think it was on YouTube, said that the White Sox should just fold the rest of the season and anybody who's scheduled against them gets an automatic win.
Yeah, that was the Rockies, not the White Sox, the Rockies.
Yeah, that's what the Rockies. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think that would be
That feels
wild.
right. That feels right.
It does. It almost feels like that's what's going to happen anyway.
You see Bud Black out there, instead of just waving the 4 to get the guys to first base, he just goes like this. He just starts twirling his finger. He's like, whatever. Our ERA is awful.
Is this the straw that finally breaks the camel's back with Bud Black? Like, is this?
No, didn't they just extend him? Didn't they just extend him?
You're right, they did. But at the same time, they're like, when management can only blame themselves, though, right? Like they can't. You can't blame Bud Black for this.
No. This is not all Bud Black's fault. Okay, it just is not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
He is going to be the martyr, though.
The manager, as I say, the manager is the fall guy for that when management does not put the team together.
That's right.
Unbelievable. We're sorry, Rockies fans.
Sorry.
So sorry.
It'll be okay one day.
One day it will be. We'll do team, maybe like at the All-Star break, we'll do like team shopping for Rockies fans. So you can find somebody else to cheer for this year.
Just for Rockies fans.
Or maybe that'll be our Patreon episode this month.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, this month. Well, it's May 1st, and if you're a Rockies fan, here's who we think you should be rooting for moving forward. Oh, that's raw. That is just rough.
All right, last one we have. Devin Williams, Brig. Your Devin Williams.
Yeah, I know.
As of right now, has been removed as the closer for the New York Yankees. He has an 11.25 ERA. He's had 10 appearances. Now, Brig, so I went and did some digging on this because I saw this. I was like, how bad is it? He's had, according to Fangraphs, he's had 5 save opportunities. He has 4 saves. 1 blown save is all.
But it does
not nearly as bad as it feels, right?
It's bad. No, but that's not nearly as bad as it feels. That's misrepresentation. That is gross negligence on the part of statistics. That is what that is. Hit him with the other numbers, Brad. Tell him the whole truth.
Okay, so eight innings pitched. He's averaging 13 and a half hits per 9. He's got a negative 0.8 B WAR. But this is the thing, Brig. So I was looking at this. It's like I said, how bad is it? So I got onto Baseball Reference and I looked. It's like he has had 1, 2, 3, 4 outings where he has actually given up an earned run. 3 of those, yes, he has given up 3, which is not good for your closer. I'll admit that. But he's also had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outings where he has not given up any runs at all.
Right.
Okay. Actually, no, that's not true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where he has not given up an earned run. One of those was unearned. Okay.
He inherited, yeah.
And so and earned runs count for your pitcher. If, say, there's a runner on second, he comes out, and the guy behind him gives up a hit, and that run comes around and scored. That's not on for the new pitcher. That's for Devin Williams, right? So,
yep.
Teammates maybe not picking him up and helping him out the way that they should. Okay. So I'm going to give him a little bit there.
He gets himself into trouble.
He does get himself into trouble.
And then he gets the hook, and we all wonder why there are players left on base. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I went and did a little bit of math on this, Brig. Okay. So his 4th outing, he went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 earned runs. That is like a 13.5 ERA just from that outing. It jumped his ERA from 3.86 to 12. 12 even.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And then he went back. Then he came back and it went down to 9, 7.2, 6, 5.14. But then it jumped again to 7.88 because he gave up 3 earned runs in 1 inning, and that is going to be an ERA of 27 just for that outing. And then his last one, which was the 25th, he gave up 3 earned runs on 0 innings pitched, which for that outing, Brig, do you know what the ERA would be for that outing alone?
It's got to be like a 55. Crazy.
Infinity.
Yeah, right.
That is an infinite ERA just for that one outing.
3 runs.
I know that
recorded
because math, and B, I had a friend in high school who went out. He was like, begged the coach, "Can I go pitch for you?" He's like, finally, just like, "Yeah, go ahead." He gave up 2 runs, didn't record it out, and we gave him like, "Dude, your ERA forever now for the rest of your life is going to be infinity. Never pitch again."
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
So you've got to base it off the other innings pitched, and he's not adding an inning pitched and giving up 3 runs. Like, that's not good, right?
No.
But he had 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row where he dropped his ERA because he didn't give up any runs and only gave up 2 hits, walked a couple. Like, yeah, he has not been consistent, but there's worse around the league.
Oh, there's worse. Yes, totally. However, he's supposed to be the closer. Standards are higher. Expectations are greater. This does not bode well. You're going to go into New York and you're going to do this yo-yo ERA business and call yourself the closer? Absolutely not. You don't get to do that. You shouldn't, Brad, get to do that calling yourself a closer in any of the 30 teams that host a Major League Baseball team. Just so happens that Yankees fans are really prickly.
You're right. So Luke Weaver has been put in to the spot. Fans were actually chanting for Luke Weaver to be put into the
That's
spot.
Right.
He had 14 innings pitched in 12 appearances, is yet to give up an earned run. 3 hits against, 5 walks, 1 intentional walk, and 14 strikeouts. So,
hello. Do the math on that comparison, Brad.
Who was closing during the playoffs last year and during
Luke Weaver.
Who was that? Luke Weaver.
It's not complicated.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious,
we're seeing.
Brig. I'm curious. Oh, we will see. I'm curious how long they let Weaver just go. Like if things start to unravel for him, what they do, and like how long until they just decide like let's throw Devin Williams back out there, or if things continue to go well for Weaver, if they're just like let's make Williams our setup man. I'm curious. Mostly, I'm curious to see how this all plays out because you went and got Devin Williams.
Right.
For this role that he is not
That's
fulfilling.
Right. Not even close. Thank goodness it's not May.
Couple more days.
I'm just saying.
It's going to be May.
He's going to pull his head out, and he has 72 hours to do so. Okay? This is right. How we roll as Yankees fans.
I know. It's unreal. It is unbelievable. All right, let's end with the last thing here. Today in baseball history, April 29th, 1981, in the first inning, Phillies catcher Steve Carlton struck out Montreal's Tim Wallach with a 6-2 victory. He became the sixth major leaguer and first left-hander to strike out 3,000 batters. Very good. Very neat. Love it. Well, baseball family, thank you so much again for joining us for this Tuesday edition of the Baseball Together podcast. Don't forget to join us Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be going live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch as well. We will catch you there, Twitch Taylor. And then we also have the Reds Mount Rushmore dropping on Sunday. So you can catch that then. Before then, don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review everywhere that you can and everywhere that you do. And we will catch you next time.